GOP senator backs policy that treats cannabis just like tobacco, calling on feds to allow this market to occur. That's quotes, allow this market to occur.
Wow.
A Republican senator says he supports creating a comprehensive regulatory framework that treats cannabis just like tobacco, arguing that, quote, the federal government needs to figure out a way to safely allow this market to occur, unquote. Senator Tom Tillis shared his perspective on cannabis policy issues in an interview with Green Market Report that was published on Tuesday. He was asked about a bipartisan cannabis banking bill and ongoing rescheduling efforts, but took the opportunity to share his broader views on what needs to happen with federal cannabis laws. The senator said he feels that the reason the Secure and Fair Enforcement Regulation, or the Safer Banking Act, that cleared committee last September is not moving further on the floor was because it's not taking a look at the broader issue. Tillis voiced concern about the public issue of safety with vaping products and presence of illicit grow operations in states that have enacted legalization, but rather than cite those concerns as justification for prohibition, he instead argued that those problems underscore why we need a comprehensive approach to this that involves federal regulation. He says, banking to me is one thing we should consider, but not until we have a federal framework that states can choose to opt into or out of, he said. Also, he said, there's a lot of bad happening in plain sight that we have to end. It's just let the states choose to legalize it for medical or for recreational use via the legislature or ballot process. So I'm applauding what he's saying right here, but the interesting part here is North Carolina has been a staunch prohibition state. It hasn't even moved on medical yet. And we've also talked about the southern band of Cherokee Indians at what's called Koala Boundary. They opened up a medical dispensary and recently opened it up to recreational use for reservation members, and now they're going in September to open that up in the same state that this person is from. Is going to be opened up for recreational use for anyone on, like, I think it's September the 7th. So is this representative finally seeing the writing on the wall and saying we can't beat them, we might as well go ahead and take this thing?
I don't know if it's the writing on the wall. I think it's the digits in the bank account. Maybe
that's it, because right now the only people are going to be getting these digits are the Native American tribe, you know. What are those deals? So it's very interesting. That's what drew me to this article. And so keep on the article. It says, asked whether he supports the Biden administration's proposed to move cannabis from Schedule 1 to Schedule 3 under the Controlled Substance Act, Tillis said he backs a comprehensive regulatory framework that treats cannabis just like tobacco, just like he said.
Wow.
The regulatory framework should ensure that crops are tested, illicit operators are stamped out, and agencies like the Food and Drug Administration are involved in ensuring that products are safe for consumption, he said. Now, what was interesting with this, he said, treated just like tobacco. Now, in the United States, I have looked it up, and I am 100% sure of this. It is legal for me, as a citizen of the United States, at least where I live, I can grow tobacco in my backyard as long as I don't sell it. I can consume it myself, and I can even give it away as gifts, but I cannot be compensated for it in any way, but I can home grow tobacco. So following those lines, he must also support home grow of cannabis by that line. But I'm putting words in his mouth, but I'm just
he probably doesn't realize that that's the case, but maybe he means that as well. I mean, he seems to be quite logical in the aspect of just wanting to be treated like tobacco. So maybe he is responsible enough to be like, yeah, and we should be able to grow a couple of plants in the back garden if we wanted to.
And that's kind of what we've all, here at High on Homegrown, that's what we've been advocating all along, is the freedom just to grow my own cannabis and to share with my neighbors.
Yeah.
That's all we really want.
But, when it comes to plant counts and shit, go fuck yourself. Don't tell me what I can and can't do.
There is, I looked in the regulation for tobacco, and it says if you want to grow a few plants in your backyard for yourself, it's not against the law. It doesn't say how many. So, nice. There you go. Yeah. As long as it doesn't have a number, like you can grow less than 5. No, it doesn't say that. It says grow a few for your personal use. So I love that. So when I saw that, I was pretty excited about the whole thing like this. He didn't realize what he's saying, does he? He wants me to grow my own. Thank you so much, sir. Okay. It says, we've got all this under control, the senator said. We have a majority of states that either have recreational or medical cannabis. We have to understand that this is a market that's going to exist and it's going to persist. So the federal government needs to figure out a safe way to allow this market to occur. I have to agree with him. The comments are notable in part because it doesn't appear that Tillis has previously advocated for such a federal regulatory framework on cannabis. But it's not as if he's been entirely silent on the issue. The senator in April joined Senator Ted Budd from North Carolina, asking federal, state, and local officials what steps were taken to enforce cannabis prohibition as the Indian tribe prepared to launch recreational cannabis sales within its lands on North Carolina. So that shows a complete flip-flop on this man. He was trying to block the Indian reservation from opening cannabis sales, and now he wants it everywhere. So if you can't beat him, join him. Billy, you were right. It's about the money, buddy. It's definitely the money. It's crazy.
The tobacco thing's interesting, just because I think, obviously, because it's about the money, but it's hard to say because of the regulation part of it. So he's probably thinking, right, well, it's smoking. Everyone smokes, right? How many people actually grow their own tobacco and smoke it? Sort of fucking no one, really. So he's like, well, there's going to be loads of money because no one's going to grow their own weed and smoke it then, are they? If someone else is doing it, they're just going to be lazy fucks in exactly the same way. It's America. So he's probably thinking, yeah, there's lots of zeros on that. Actually, the same as smoking. So he's thinking, how much money is in smoking? Oh, look how many zeros is in smoking. I'm fucking jumping on that one.
Well, so, I'm thinking you're probably somewhat right on that.
Yeah, but with the same regulation, that means anyone, like, especially when you've got lots of land and lots of growing capabilities, can grow it all and then dominate the market. You need land to be able to grow shit. No one owns fucking land anywhere. So it's only the landowners that are really going to fucking make any money. So that's what it's, again, money and who owns what. So, yeah, it's providing the facilities as well.
Yeah, but you see in the States with tobacco, if you're going to farm it and actually, sell it, they have a lot of regulations. Now, granted, the regulations for tobacco are a lot less stringent than cannabis. Cannabis has got to be like clean beyond cleaning. And tobacco is way more relaxed. So I'd be curious.
That's why I think he wants to partake it. That's why he's saying that in regulation with the tobacco, because he's probably looked at the cannabis laws and thinking, fuck, that makes it difficult for me to just throw a seed in the ground and grow the cunting thing.
Yeah, it's got to be profitable or it's not going to happen.
Because that's what they want to look. They've probably looked at grow facilities and thought, why can't we just throw a seed in the ground like tobacco and grow it out in fucking nowhere, do nothing to it, treat it the same way?
You're still going to have a reasonable amount of people who will want to grow their own, and I'll use a lot more as an easy example there because beer is super cheap and easy to find in the United States. I mean, you get anywhere just about. But you still have people who choose to brew their own because it's different, because it's special.
You still get people growing their own and doing the on the mass that the bigger companies with the land and the facilities to distribute and all of that will make a lot of money out of it. They won't worry about other people's growers' little pieces, which won't affect them because they'll be like the Budweiser or John Players or Marlboro or whatever of their industry. So that's what they're looking at. Maybe he's looking at getting another way, the distribution he wants, the networks we can open up rather than the growing. There's loads of avenues with cannabis, if you know what I mean. There's loads of parts to it. So he may just own all the land and the facilities to rent out to people. If you own 50,000 warehouses and they're all doing nothing, well, you could turn every single one of them into grow sites and shit and be quitting being a landlord. You know what I mean? And you don't even have to grow a single thing. You just have to go, hey, you can grow weed there now.
Yep.
Yeah. So there's that avenues which people sort of don't think about, that sort of thing, the landlord side of things.
Yeah, man, interesting shit.
Well, hopefully this maybe it might catch traction for some stuff from North Carolina people, and at least it may spur North Carolina to at least get medical. It's one of the states, one of the few in the United States that still doesn't even have medical program.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So, it is crazy. I mean, that's pretty far behind. So that needs to be fixed. But yeah, hopefully we can turn a few more people here. I was kind of curious with this because this guy's a Republican and he's made a complete about face. And then last week we talked about Kamala Harris. She's going to be in favor of cannabis. And I'm just curious if the Republicans are maybe planning to maybe switch a little bit, because we all know from the national polls that cannabis is way popular with the public now, like 70% recreational popular, 90% medical popular. And I'm just kind of wondering if the Republicans might start maybe leaning a little bit more into cannabis because it could possibly be a vote getter. I don't know. Hard to
Maybe.
say. Hard to say. We'll find out really shortly on that. But this
That's right.
kind of made me suspicious that could maybe be a factor.
Let's see what happens, man. It's going to be interesting. It's interesting few months all round, all over the world. Seems to be I don't know, season finale's coming. I don't look at things, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Remember, everybody, this is an election year, so take every promise for what it's worth. Absolutely nothing.
If you have enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you for the full show on Sundays on youtube.com/high on homegrown. Thanks for watching.